That's
I'm
it.
fucking tired, yo. I can't be staying. Yo, why do they insist on doing this shit? I,
Shit ended at 2 and they was still going on after that.
I'm done.
But you gotta remember it was in LA. So for people in LA, 3 hours behind, this is perfectly fine for them. So while the event got done at 2 for us, for them, it was like 11.
I don't give a shit, man. I don't care. Yo, what the fuck, yo? No. What's going on, y'all? Walk on Dame, 1/2 of the 10 seconds. That's my brother, Mr. Get That Work. Let's get into it, Playboy.
Yeah, man. We're here.
Yeah, man.
Um, I guess we just, right into it. What did you think of the performance?
I think they need to stop putting this shit on so late, man. I'm fucking exhausted, bro. I'm exhausted, man. Exhausted. That fight ain't start to what? 1:30? Damn.
1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. Yeah, let's say 1 o'clock. I mean, basically, it was a whole event. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had about 7 fights on. You had Eminem do like a mini concert, you know. So it was like a whole event.
Bro, I had to take an intermission. Once I saw Eminem performing, I went and took a shower, man. I had to wake up, man. It was hard to stay awake. But I want to give His Excellency credit, man. That was a dope card, bro. I don't know where you want to start. Where are we going first?
I mean, we could start with Crawford. We might as well start
Crawford?
with Crawford. Yeah, let's start with Crawford, man. Right off the rip, I didn't think it was that close of a fight.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I obviously everybody's seen Eddie Hearn, his reaction, Madrimov's reaction, and his team or whatever. But please tell me where you can see he won 7 rounds. I don't see where he won 7 rounds. I don't.
I think it was close the whole fight, but almost it reminded me of Devin Haney versus Loma, other than no one had that Loma type round where the explosion happened. I think it was the 9th and 10th round that Loma kind of came on and hurt Devin Haney. But it was close the whole fight where you're splitting hairs. But I always gave the edge to Terrence Crawford through the whole fight.
Yeah.
But they were moments where I want to say the biggest shots I felt landed kind of came from Mazadov or whatever his name is.
Mazadov.
What is his name?
Madrimov.
Yeah, same shit.
Okay. All right, same shit. But I see what you're saying. He did land some good shots. I felt like Terrence Crawford landed more of the cleaner shots. And I just felt like he worked more. I feel like he worked more. There was a lot of posing. There was a lot of feints. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of body movement. And I just don't think Madrimov did enough to actually beat Terrence Crawford. I think Terrence Crawford did enough. I thought it was, in my perspective, I thought it was like 8 rounds of 4. I didn't see where people thought it was close. I didn't see it.
I could see all the scorecards, 8-4, or even the 115 to 113. That's 7-5.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And one thing I want to give credit to Terrence Crawford on, because it very easily could have been a draw had he not came out and had that 12th round he had. Now I don't know the scorecards. I'm just seeing in my head. Before he came out, this guy's coach told him, "Yo, Crawford's gonna come for the knockout."
Right.
Now, not to transition over, other fights that happened that night, I kind of felt like they kind of dropped the ball, like Andy Ruiz not coming out with the championship rounds, and I mean he looked exhausted, but going for it. When you're not the bigger name, or vice versa, Jarrell Miller not coming out and going for it. When you're not the bigger name, even though you're the champion, you gotta understand you fighting an uphill battle. So that Mazadov last 12 round, he tried coming out, but Crawford came for him. But young fighters have to understand, you cannot let this go to the scorecards. You cannot. You cannot let it go to the scorecards, or you really gotta turn up. Close fights, if you don't have the bigger name, you're not getting the decision. You're just not.
Yeah, I agree with that. He wasn't going to get the decision. I mean, the best that he could have hoped for was a draw, but even then, I think he needed to do more work to even pull out a draw.
Yeah.
So, I thought, Crawford won. I didn't think it was as close as some of the other commentators were saying, but it was a good competitive fight. His first fight at 154, he showed that his chin is still pretty good, and he showed that he does have respectable power.
Yeah.
He does have respectable power. Madrimov face was kind of, it was marked up a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
He definitely has.
He is also light skinned, but yeah,
Right.
he was getting touched.
Yeah.
So I woke up to a couple articles saying that this kind of put a damper on the Canelo Terence Crawford talk. How do you feel about that? Do you think that being that you don't feel it was a close fight, but a lot of people saw it the other way. Do you kind of feel that this put a damper on the Canelo fight?
No. I understand that people got used, and it's funny. Real quick, people kind of talk shit about Crawford, whether it was his resume, his opponents, not being a big star like Earl. But yet, when he was at 147, he stopped everybody. Now he moves up to his new weight class, and because he doesn't get a stoppage against a guy who's tough, now it dampers. I don't think so. He moved up to a new weight class, and he didn't get the stoppage, but he won. To me, he won. It's the same thing with Benavidez. Benavidez moved up to 175. He didn't get the stoppage, but he won. He clearly won. It's still a big fight. Crawford and Canelo is still a big fight. Benavidez and Canelo still a good fight. But, the ball is in, Canelo's court. Obviously you had your excellency sitting there saying, yo, we're going to give you whatever kind of ridiculous amount that you want is in your court. What do you want to do? So the ball is on Canelo. I would still want to see the fight, but it's up to Canelo.
I want to say this about that too. Whenever anyone moves up, especially it's not like the first move up or the second move up where they're growing into the body. Terence Crawford is old already. Lomachenko is old already. Certain guys, once they hit their peak, they're moving up just to test their greatness. I mean, Crawford was having trouble making that weight, but there's no way he's that bigger of size compared to the other guy. We know that other guy inflates and cuts weight. Another thing, that dude, even though what was his record, it was like 10 wins or something like that.
Yeah.
To have that much amateur pedigree, it's very similar. I keep bringing up Loma because while they're fighting, I was like, man, he kind of reminds me of Lomachenko. Not as good at footwork, but yeah, very similar footwork. Very similar in terms of IQ, head fakes, not the hand speed. He was more on the power side of things. But I just saw so many similarities. I was like, man, it reminds me like if Loma was at this weight, this kind of would be what Lomachenko would look like. But I also want to say this, when we're talking about Terence Crawford and Canelo, I think this was a harder fight for Terence Crawford in terms of skills. This guy's movement, head fakes, and IQ, long pedigree would be more difficult for him to figure out. When he fights Canelo, I think the main thing he's got to figure out is how to deal with the power. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a bold take, but I respect it. I respect it.
Well, now seeing him in there with a bigger fighter and getting hit, it makes me weary on picking Terence Crawford. But in terms of skills, I think he washes Canelo. I think maybe Canelo wins like the first 4 rounds due to size and power. But boxing-wise, I think Terence tears him up.
Yeah.
If he can stay away from the power.
If he could stay away from the power. But, to add to that, Canelo hasn't been looking like a knockout artist lately in the last couple of years anyway.
Great point. Great point. You know what? I think I'll favor Crawford. The only thing is the weight might be a big of an issue. Maybe if they could meet somewhere,
Right.
it's hard to put on that much weight and still keep the same activity, the same power, the same speed.
Yeah.
That may be trouble for him. He might have to come in like at 160. I don't think you could put on 168. That would actually be a disservice for him. But yo man, the whole night was dope.
Nah, the whole night was dope. Let's talk about upsets first.
Yo, I lost so much money everywhere, bro. What the fuck? Yo, I lost money all night, man.
Yeah. First off, we had Jared, Anderson, and he took his first L.
Oh, I just want to give you a shout out because I always tell you, hit me up when the fight cards start. And what do? You call me after he gets dropped. You don't text me before the fight like, yo, the card's starting. You fucking call me. Yo, are you seeing him get fucked up? What the fuck? What the fuck?
All right. First off, that wasn't even the first fight. I called you when the event started. If you decided to walk away, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it's on you. But Jared Anderson.
Yes.
Took his first loss. Very surprising. But after I seen the weigh-in, when I seen the weigh-in, I was just like, oh, that's a big boy. That's a huge bitch. That's the very first thing I thought when I seen it. I was like, yo, Martin is a big dude. When I seen how he was fighting in round one, even I was just like, this is gonna be a tough fight because he showed skill. He didn't, he wasn't like a big soft guy. He was a big tough guy, and he was just waiting. And man, he came out of nowhere. I never really even heard of this dude like that.
Yeah, but like you said, from the moment watching him throw a couple punches, you can see, for one, he is big. For two, he's fucking huge, not big. This guy's fucking like a wrestler, bro. So yeah, and he got the pop. So I think Jared Anderson said everything that needs to be said. I kind of felt like he was on this course anyway to lose. I think it was his last fight. He gets rocked real early. The fight before that, he got rocked real early. Once you show a pattern, fighters are going to just see that blueprint and watch it. He needs to work on his defense, bro. After he throws punches, he pulls straight back, leaves his head there. His defense sucks. He has not improved in that area.
Well, I don't want to say his defense sucks. I want to say because he is an athletic build for a heavyweight, he relied a lot on his reflexes to kind of pull away from punches. Now,
so that means
too
it
bad.
Sucks.
No, that's not too bad to do. But when a guy is much taller than you and has a long reach, pulling straight back is probably not. It's never the best thing to do. But against a taller guy with a long arm length, it wasn't a smart move. I thought he stayed in this guy's range. I was thinking maybe he should go in closer, but staying at the end of his punches was not the best thing to do. And the style of fighting that he had after the first round, he kind of should have switched it up. It kind of reminded me of Chris Colbert, who he wanted to fight a little stubborn. And I felt like that was exactly what Anderson was doing, fighting stubborn. That type of firefight with this guy that early is probably not the best move, especially when you got knocked down in the first round. You probably should have been a little more rugged, maybe inside game, but staying on the end of his punches and having a firefight with him, not a good idea. But he chose to do it, and we saw the result.
Well, you brought up Chris Colbert. Chris Colbert started showing signs before he eventually got knocked down and knocked out by the guy who won the night, Rayo, baby.
Yeah, my man.
Yeah,
my fucking man, Venezuela, baby.
Yeah, man. Well, he started showing signs. So once you start seeing people's flaws, you gotta adjust. And Jared Anderson didn't adjust. But let's transition to your man.
Yeah.
Speaking of him, he pulled out the fucking upset against Pitbull Cruz, and for me,
for sure.
That fight wasn't close.
No, it wasn't close. It wasn't
okay.
close at all. No.
I was a little nervous when they was going to the scorecards. I felt like they were gonna rob them. It looked like it would be a robbery.
Yeah, once they say split decision, it's kind of like, oh, here we go. You know what I'm saying? Because honestly, I didn't think it was a split decision. I think he outboxed Cruz almost the entire night.
Me too. I think there were moments of him getting caught with flashy punches, but I think maybe only twice did it look like they really affected him.
Right. I thought Valenzuela, he fought not just a smart fight. He fought a confident fight. Even the way he was, just his body language, he was just confident. Even the stare off just before they separated them and, before the fight started, he just had this look on his face like, yeah, I'm ready to go. Like he just looked confident. You know what I'm saying? So I was thrilled. At what happened. I was happy. I don't dislike Cruz, but I just really like Valenzuela.
I feel like that fucking fight with Dos Santos. Is it Dos Santos?
Yeah.
That fight made me question so much of Rayo. I'm just thinking that he don't have a chin after seeing that fight, and I gave him no shot at beating Pitbull. But once I saw him get hit, I think it was the second or third round. It looked flashy, but it was never no legs buckled or nothing like that. I was like, oh, this fight might be over. If Pitbull can't hurt him, this fight is over. And he did real good at avoiding punches, rolling with punches. Yeah. Just a great performance by him, man.
Yeah, it was a fantastic performance. Defense-wise, he was pretty sound. Like you said, he rolled a lot of punches. He even made the short guy overshoot his hook. You've seen a lot of punches go over his neck and go behind him. So Valenzuela did a great job, man. He did a great job.
So now
you came to mind.
What?
You came to mind.
Let me hear this.
You said a while back when referencing Tank that even though he is used to fighting bigger guys because of his height, one day his physical size is going to catch up to him. And as I was watching Valenzuela and Cruz, that's what came to mind. I was just like, I think, Valenzuela is just too good of a fighter, and with the added height, I think Cruz is not looking good for him.
It was this little subtle thing that he was doing where he would just take like a slight step back.
Yeah.
And as soon as Cruz moved forward, he would either check hook him or catch him with a lead hand. And I was like, man, that's because of the limitations. That's a 140 champion, right? That was for the 140 belt. Where do you want to see your boy go next?
Oh, man. This is going to sound crazy. And no disrespect to Tank, but I think Tank will be a little more confident going to 140 now to fight him, because I think Tank would just be more confident to go to 140. I don't want to see Valenzuela and Tank right away. I kind of want to see Valenzuela and maybe Devin Haney, maybe even Ryan Garcia.
Waiting for it. I was waiting.
Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, that's why I started smiling.
Yeah.
If they started talking about it immediately during the fight, let Ella B fucking put out a tweet. Tank versus everyone else, over everyone else. I do not want to hear no more about this Tank talk if Tank moves up to 140. And the one guy he fight is Venezuela, I'm going to be absolutely livid. Absolutely livid. So we're not going to fight Lomachenko, not his fault. I think at this point he tried to wait Loma out. Loma has no interest in fighting him.
Sure.
I don't know. At this point, it doesn't matter. It's the end for Loma. They still got Shakur there. You move up. You have video of saying you fucking damn near took Devin Haney's head off. Haney's coming off a loss. That should be the next fight. Or Teo. These are all three bigger fights than Venezuela. Nothing against Venezuela. But there's no way I want to see him move up and take the weakest opponent in that perceived weakest opponent in that division. Nah, I can't. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it. Sorry. Nah.
Okay.
I'm not here for that, man. Not
Okay.
here.
I'm not sure how I feel about you calling my man the weakest link up there, but all right.
I'll be honest, man. I don't think he's fucking with Devin Haney. Just boxing wise, he had trouble with Chris. If he had trouble with Chris, and I mean, he did beat Chris both times.
Yes. I mean, they didn't give him the first one, but yes.
Yeah, they didn't give him but he won, man. I think he dropped him and hurt him like 20 times in that fight. It was like every time he hit Colbert stumbled. I don't know how, if someone lands 4 jabs on you and you clobber them with one right hand and they start getting noodly legs, you lost that round. You know what I mean? Just because you landed
for sure. I mean, but it happened years ago with Bradley and Pacquiao first fight. So, it is what it is. But, 140 is shaping out to be very interesting. I don't know what I want to see happen, but all I know, I want to see my man, get some big fights.
Yeah, but he deserves a big payday, but not against Tank, man. Tank, and it's not against him. This is all Tank, bro. You can't be the face of boxing claiming all this, and there's so many guys there to make these big fights. Frank Martin was a good fight.
Yes, he was.
Yes, he was. But come on, man, put a little sizzle on it, baby. Let's make a super fight. His Excellency, make a super fight. That's what we want. Yo, man. They gave him a belt. They gave him an award. I heard about him trying to buy out the Zone and Top Rank and all this. I love what he's trying to do to boxing. I think with HBO going down in boxing, Showtime going down in boxing, we needed someone like this. The only thing is, I don't know when someone's that powerful if they should have all that power. But at this point, I have no complaints on how he's promoting boxing and really trying to build the sport, man. I love him.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I kind of wanted to talk about real quick.
Let's get into it.
Just the fact that he's putting on these big fight cards, these amazing matchups. Is he making money or losing money? I'm so confused right now. I'm here for it as a fan. As a fan, I'm here for it. But let's think of the last couple of events that they put on Saudi Arabia. It's been pretty fucking good, honestly.
Yeah, they've been.
It's just like, how you getting these guys in the ring, but their own promoters can't get them in the ring, or their own fan base can't get them in the ring.
So I saw an interview with Dana White and I believe it was Shannon Sharp, and he was talking about how UFC is doing way better than boxing because you're getting a great event, the product, everything is good. And he said boxing is more like a free-for-all, everything's gotta go sale, but it's the watered down cheapest version where everyone's trying to scramble and take as much money as they can from you and give you the shittiest product. And I'm not sure if he actually is, His Excellency is making money off these things. But I know that the money will come if he is able to keep sustaining this type of life and product, because it's only going to get bigger. If that makes any sense, like taking a loss in the beginning of building a business to make a bigger platform later on.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I just thought about everything, man, because I watched the whole event starting from like 6 o'clock or 6:30, whenever it started. I'm seeing them giving away a free luxury car. I'm seeing them, Eminem is performing.
Wait, don't gloss over it. The dude who won a car, did he know he won a car?
My man looked confused. He was just there. He was just happy to be there, bro. He was like a lucid.
What the fuck is this? Yeah.
Like, I'll take it.
Yo, I don't think
he tell me twice.
A car, bro. I do not. Yeah. He looked so like regular, like
even at the end of the fight, remember they gave away a couple of whatever they gave away to a couple of people in the crowd, even though the crowd started clearing out.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I don't know if he's making money or losing money, but as a fan, I'm here for these events.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Shout out to His Excellency. He is now proud partner of Chin Checkers. Word. Giving us some good content to put out there, man.
Yeah.
Is there anything else? The big boys. I don't know if you want to talk about that.
Oh God. Jesus, man. I mean, we can.
Bro, that shit was bad, man. It felt like a sumo match between fucking Big Baby Miller and Andy Ruiz.
There were some good things, right? Because Miller, he didn't have the best work rate, but he started to kind of like pick it up in the middle rounds. And I think Ruiz, he still has quick hands, and he has decent combos, and he has decent counters. But they were both just out of shape. Like, I don't know. This thing of Miller coming in at 300 pounds was in shape because of the last fight. He was 330. This fat motherfucker is still out of shape. What are you talking about? He's still out of shape. Ruiz should have been out. Ruiz should have been out of there in the middle rounds. He was done. He was done. He didn't really have anything left in the tank. He was on E from like the second half of the fight. He was on E the whole time. And the fact that Miller is just, his work rate wasn't there. He couldn't get him out. Nothing.
Also, Big Baby Miller just bulls people forward. And I think Andy Ruiz is so used to going forward, he didn't know how to take a step back and let this 300-pound Buffalo walk into some lead hooks or right hands. After every combination, Big Baby Miller ate his combination and then laid on him, and Andy Ruiz would just try to push him off. What happened to taking a step back or jabbing back? He has no backwards motion to him at all. It's like, just take a step back. That's it. Don't push him. Just take a step back or go left. I was so disgusted with that fight, man.
Hey, guess what? And just a little icing on the cake. Ruiz beat Joshua at one point and was a champion.
You talked about someone just being happy to be here. He was just happy to get that win, man. He should have never beat Joshua. That was an awful moment, but hey, it happened, man.
Yeah. Real quick, you don't got to put this in. I don't know. What do you think about Joshua and Dubois? That looks like it could be a pretty good, fireworks. You were shaking your head. No. Okay. Wow.
I forgot the guy's name, but the one who beat Frank Sanchez to me deserves more of a opportunity than Dubois.
But you don't think it'll be a good fight?
Nah, I think Anthony Joshua is gonna knock him out within 4 rounds.
Whoa.
Yeah. I say a lot of shit about AJ because of the deer in the headlights look he had against Andy Ruiz.
His performance in the Usyk.
Yeah, the way he looked confused against Usyk. But and I said he'll never be heavyweight champ again. He still looks like he has a lot more left in his tank than all those other old heavyweights from the old era. What is it, like the old guard? He looks like he has more left in Tyson Fury. I saw Tyson Fury fall out of a ball face first. That he's aging himself incredibly. We already know Usyk's getting to that point too. Wilder's done. I would have wanted to see AJ in there with Big Bang. To me, that's the best fight that they should have made. Or the guy who beat Frank Sanchez.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that guy's, I don't remember his name, but his fight is coming. I think his name begins with a V, something like that. But his time is coming. But pause. What I want to see after this event now is Martin Bacoli. I think that's his guy's name who beat Anderson against Big Bang. They kind of look like they have a similar shape and build. They both got power. I kind of want to see those two guys throw down.
That would be explosive too. The only thing I would say, Big Bang to me is a much better boxer, but he does not have the work rate. So I think if this guy gets in there with Big Bang, and Big Bang got a chin, man. Big Bang can take some punches. That's going to be an explosive fight. That's going to be more entertaining than actual meaningfulness. But yeah, that'll be entertaining too, man.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And anything else, Playboy?
Nah, man, that's it, my brother. That's it. That's
I'm
it.
fucking tired, yo. I can't be staying. Yo, why do they insist on doing this shit?
Shit ended at 2, and they was still going on after that.
Nah, yo. Once I heard, knew. All right, bedtime. That's it. I'm done.
But you gotta remember, it was in LA. So for people in LA, 3 hours behind, this was perfectly fine for them. So while the event got done at 2 for us, for them, it was like 11.
I don't give a shit, man. I don't care. Yo, what the fuck, yo? No.
For them, it was good. For us, it was kind of rough.
Man, this
On
shit
the East Coast, it was kind of rough, yeah.
I don't remember boxing ever coming on this late. If I remember correctly, the main event, the main card used to start at like 10 o'clock. The main event would go on by like 11 or 12. You can't be starting the main event at 1, man.
Well, the main event should start no later than 10, in my opinion, but that's me.
Yeah, this is you trying to get a younger audience.
I don't think they are. I'm pretty sure they're not.
That's dumb because boxing is slowly going to start to lose its fan base, at least the younger fans, to MMA, which isn't a bad thing, but you get kids that you ask them who's their favorite boxer, who do they like, and they go Ryan Garcia. I'm like, come on. Nothing, good for he's an okay fighter, exciting fighter, but that's who they know. Or Jake Paul.
No.
Your boy, man.
I mean, yeah, he's my boy, but to say Jake Paul is kind of wild.
Bro, I'm done.
I think that's gonna be Canelo's next fight.
Yo, I'm so
Count it.
done with you, man. All right, Playboy, let's get out of here, man.
All right, my brother.